I'm going to present to you vibe coding in under 5 minutes. You probably know what vibe coding is, which is probably why you've clicked onto this video. It's a term that became popular within 2025 and was coined by Andre Karpathy. The term may have existed long before this, as some programmers like to debate on Reddit. However, we're going to just stick with this definition of sorts, shall we say, from Andre himself on X. He's basically saying, just sit down and start coding with AI and basically YOLO. So whatever it says, just go along with it, just accept all of its suggestions. However, that's not quite the best thing to do. What you really want to do is you want to have some sort of process and you want the AI to follow your process. So I suggest just going to ChatGPT. It can be also Gemini, it can be Claude. It doesn't even need to be in the browser, but let's just have a starting point. Let's just go to ChatGPT in the browser and start talking to it about what you want to build. It could be a to-do list, or it could be a game, or it could be really anything. It could be a mobile app, it could be a desktop app, or a web app, as many of us like to do. So yeah, there you are, you're chatting, you come up with an idea, you have some back and forth, and then you're going to say to it at some point, please give me a spec doc, or a specification document. And then you're going to ask for a plan document. The spec doc is the what, and the plan document is the how. So ask for it in Markdown format. Markdown is basically what you see on Wikipedia. Whenever you edit a page on Wikipedia, you're getting Markdown format. This is what I recommend. It's basically a text file. You could call it .txt. It doesn't really matter. So there you have the two documents, basically what you're going to build and then how you're going to build it. The plan document will have milestones, and within each milestone there will be tasks. The tasks are basically the sub-milestones and basically how it's going to get built. Once you have these two documents, then you're good to get started. Now, you could start writing code in the browser. You could start writing code inside ChatGPT, and that's fine as a starting point. I don't really recommend this for longer term, but if you want to get started, if you're very new to this, just do it there, or do it inside Gemini. It doesn't really matter, honestly. However, if you want to get a bit more advanced, then yes, you have to go to a specialized tool, and that's what I'm about to cover next. What I want you to do is to start using an IDE, such as Cursor, Windsurf, or Anti-Gravity. It could also be VS Code, which I know is kind of ironic that I'm not mentioning that, but there's plenty of extensions that you can download that you can use, such as RuCode or Klein, whatever they call it now. So there you are, you've downloaded the software. The software is free. You do have to pay for the models, so you pay for some subscription, and you're looking at roughly $20 a month. There is some free tier within Anti-Gravity, which is from Google. However, I don't think you're going to get very far with that. So there you go. You've got your two documents that you've downloaded from ChatGPT. You've opened up your IDE. You say to the LLM, please read these documents and understand them. And then you say, please reconcile any discrepancies, and that will find any places where the two documents may disagree with each other. It happens, it's getting rarer and rarer that it happens, but it still can happen. So once you've got those two documents to be reconciled, then they should agree with each other, and therefore you can be happy that you've got a good point to start coding. And that's what I'm going to recommend next. You can say to the AI, please start coding. Let's take this milestone by milestone. The AI will look at your plan document and it will say, okay, going to start doing milestone 1, and it will start ticking off the tasks within milestone 1. And that's what you want, and that's good. You've now started, and this is you vibe coding. You will find that you can actually have a little bit of chat and conversation with the AI back and forth, and you're kind of in the vibe, but it's much more structured rather than just doing it in a very sort of chaotic way, which is kind of how Andre suggested in the first place, but he doesn't really say that now. He doesn't really believe that now. This process that I've just outlined to you in under 5 minutes is also in GitHub. I've written it all down. You can find it there. I've got a link on the video screen now. There's going to be a link in the description for you to follow. If you want to add any new updates to your app once you've built it, then you basically follow the same process. Create a plan document and then ask it to follow that, and away you go. If you could like, subscribe, or comment, that would really help me to grow my channel, and it helps with the algorithm as far as I understand. If you've got a GitHub account, if you could put some stars onto my repos, that would also be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.